I don't know, if you fake it long enough, I don't know that you necessarily make it, you just become really good at faking it without fixing the problem. Rooted in Truth, episode number 1. You're not falling apart. You're simply running on empty. Today, I want to look at the root cause that is typically behind the overwhelm, behind the anxiety, behind the feelings of what we might call depression. So with each episode, I do want to pull in the statistics. I do want to pull in the facts. I don't want to just give you a lot of hoorah, a lot of motivation. Absolutely want to give you the motivation, but I want the science to back it up, okay? And then I want you to be able to go and look for yourself. So I'll give you the links, I'll give you the tools. That way you can go and look for yourself and see what actually works for you. Maybe you won't agree with something that I say, which is absolutely fine. Everybody has their own opinion. So I just want to be able to offer you that choice, okay? Roughly half of all lifetime mental health struggles start showing up by the age of 14 and most by mid-20s. So think about someone that's 14 to 20 years old. At that age, your brain isn't even fully developed yet. So you have this person, this 14 to 20-year-old, who's beginning to have mental health struggles. You may not know what things like deep breathing, journaling, that may not ring a bell for you. So we're most often, instead of those coping skills, we're taught how to keep pushing. We're taught how to hide what's going on. Oh, it'll go away. Oh, it's no big deal. Just keep going, or pretend it's not there, or fake it till you make it, right? That's the big saying now. Fake it till you make it, which I don't know. If you fake it long enough, I don't know that you necessarily make it. You just become really good at faking it without fixing the problem. Hey, so real quick, wanted to take a moment just to thank you for taking the time to be here and to watch this video. I pray that I'm able to add even just a little bit of value to your day-to-day. While you're here, I do want to ask a favor. If you could just find that link below and click that to be added to my email list. I'm working on a big program that I'll be launching soon. More details are to come, and if you're on the list, you'll be the first to find out about it. And if you're not interested in the program, that's okay too, because I'd also love to connect and be able to send you motivational messages straight to your inbox. Thanks. Now back to the video. Another aspect to think about when it comes to mental health and how it's viewed is really how we treat it. Environmental influences, genetics, all of these risk factors. Just as we can pass on medical traits to our kids and inheritances down generations, it's also possible to pass along struggles, whether it's financial struggles, mental health struggles. These things are also passed down. And that's something that we tend to not think about and probably don't even talk about. It's usually our problems are our problems, right? But that's not the case. There was a 30-year study out of Columbia University that found that children of parents struggling with untreated depression have roughly 3 times the risk of developing depression, anxiety, or some other mental health struggle themselves. So seriously, take a minute and just think about what that study showed. It didn't even say that children had experienced any type of trauma. It didn't say anything had specifically happened to those individual children. The one risk factor that increased their chances 3 times of experiencing mental health struggles was the fact that they had a parent that had untreated mental health issues. The viewpoint with that study is pretty eye-opening. And it's pretty interesting to think about, because as parents, as mothers, as fathers, aunts, uncles, of course, we don't want to pass down any negativity to our children, right? Never is that your intention, but sometimes that's what we do unintentionally. When we get ourselves wound up or when we fail to take care of ourselves, that's essentially what ends up happening, or what can end up happening. You're increasing the chances of your struggles becoming your child's struggles. Intentionally, absolutely not. And so that's why it's just so important to pay attention to ourselves, to pay attention to our health, both physical and mental, because it affects those closest to us. Depression, anxiety, overwhelming, burnout, they all have an output in two different directions. The symptoms that you feel internally and the symptoms that you display externally that other people around you experience. Meaning, so when we're feeling depressed and anxious, we think that we might be trying to hide our emotions. And some of us are really good at hiding our emotions, me being one of them. But the reality is, your kids, the people closest to you, they can tell when something's off, right? Have you ever had someone come up to you and they're like, hey, how are you doing? And you, fine. That's usually our answer, right? Fine. But there's always that one friend. There's always that one friend that looks at you and they kind of give you the side eye and they say, no. How are you really doing? And sometimes that's all it takes. Sometimes that's all it takes for you to, be able to open up to that person. But on the other hand of that, when we take the time to care for ourselves, when we take the time to build ourselves up, when we take the time to really get serious and intentional about our mental health and our coping skills, maybe it's with healthier activities, therapy, just healthier habits in general, then those people around us get to experience that version of us too. They get to experience the healthier version. I don't want to say happier, but the happier version, right? The version of you that's healing. Not perfect, because none of us are there, but it's growing. And they get to see that. And when you think about it that way, I think we can challenge the Columbia study, because the Columbia study says, I'm struggling with depression and I'm not being treated for it, so chances are I might pass this down to my children, right? So if that's true, then the alternative also has to be true. Meaning, if I'm taking care of myself, if I'm showing up for myself on a daily basis, if I'm putting in the work, I'm doing the therapy, I'm learning these coping skills and these therapy techniques, I'm also passing that version down to my children as well, and increasing their chances of success, increasing their chances of improving mental health outcomes for themselves, and increasing the chances that they won't end up with mental health struggles in the long run. If we can force ourselves to flip the script and think about it that way, then maybe it will help us with that desire to do better, to help us do the hard things, to keep going despite wanting to give up, wanting to throw in the towel.
Hey there, so if you made it this far in the video, first of all, thank you so much. Second of all, you may as well go ahead and subscribe so you can get notified whenever I put out the next one. Like the video, share it with someone you love, and I'll see you next time.
So one thing that we can do is change the narrative, change your perspective, change your words, because just realize your struggle is not just your struggle. Your depression is not just your depression. Your anxiety is not just your anxiety. The overwhelm, the exhaustion, it's not just yours. It's theirs too.